Hello and good evening. Thanks for joining us. You're watching News at 10 with me, Shuhaida Arifin. Malaysia is still discussing with the Saudi Arabian government on not to impose vaccine discrimination against individuals wanting to perform the Umrah pilgrimage in the kingdom. Speaking at the handing over of the Malaysia Corporate Family Contribution in Putrajaya today, Health Minister Khairy Jamaluddin said this is because the ministry found that all COVID-19 vaccines used in Malaysia are safe and effective.
Samping kita masih lagi berunding dengan Arab Saudi supaya tidak ada diskriminasi lah dengan vaksin sebab kita dapati semua vaksin adalah berkesan dan selamat. But in the meantime, we will have the feature in My Sejahtera. Make it easy. We will liaise with TH nanti on how to communicate with rakyat kita yang akan ke Arab Saudi nanti.
The Saudi Arabian government was previously reported as accepting only 4 types of vaccines, namely Pfizer-BioNTech, AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson and Moderna for individuals wanting to go to the kingdom. In July, Saudi Arabia announced that individuals fully vaccinated with the Sinovac or Sinopharm vaccine were accepted into the country on the condition that they had received the booster dose from vaccines recognized by it. Meanwhile, Khairy said the My Sejahtera application would have a new feature to enable individuals needing the booster dose to apply for it from next month in meeting the conditions set by other countries, including for performing Umrah and Hajj. Previously, he said those needing a booster dose of COVID-19 vaccine in order to perform the Umrah can make an application to Health Ministry, while those who are not using the app would get SMS or a call from the vaccination centres. After dealing with the health and economic consequences of COVID-19 since its outbreak, the government has learned that statistics can help ensure that food remains on every Malaysian's table. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department Economy, Datuk Seri Mustafa Muhammad, said what the government had learned from dealing with the pandemic is that there is a need to compile and disseminate granular and real-time statistics. For example, he said in providing help to the people, the government needed a much more robust data mechanism tracking micro, small and medium enterprises, MSME, and people living under the poverty line.
The pandemic has also enhanced the importance of statistics. People want to have the latest information on unemployment and inflation on a monthly, if not weekly basis. Statistics, as they say, do not lie.
To meet the people's expectation, he said there is a need for the rapid and transparent dissemination of granular data to the public. Touching on the 2020 Malaysian population and housing census 2020, Datuk Seri Mustafa said, as at 14 October, 90% of the population have been covered in the census, and the Department of Statistics Malaysia remains committed to completing it by the end of this month. A total of 85,527 trainees have registered under the Human Resource Development Corporation's various retaining schemes involving job placements and self-employment. According to Deputy Human Resources Minister Dato' Awang Hashim, out of that total, 67,255 of them have been approved to undergo these programs. Dato' Awang added that HRD Corporation also owns a placement centres, HPC, which serves as a platform for job specifications with job opportunities in the service, manufacturing and many more sectors.
Berdasarkan statistik terkini, sebanyak 35,820 peluang pekerjaan tersedia melalui sumber manusia, pembangunan sumber manusia berhad ataupun HRD Corp. Dan lebih 4,000 pekerja berjaya ditempatkan melalui inisiatif ini sejak pelancarannya, iaitu April 2021 ataupun bulan 4 2021 pada 5 bulan yang lalu. Manakala bagi Janapreneur ni adalah penghubung antara penjual dan pembeli. Diletakkan program Janapreneur masa nak melaksanakan program ini. Jadi maknanya Janapreneur ini pula merupakan platform iklan dan talian yang menghubungkan pembeli dan penjual dalam mempromosikan produk atau perkhidmatan yang ditawarkan oleh penjual akan dilancarkan dalam masa terdekat.
On another note, Dato' Awang said a total of 4,100 Elaborating further, Dato' Awan said through the social security organisation SOCSO, 4,796 employees have been approved to participate in its training program under the National Economic Recovery Plan or PENJANA, which involved an allocation of more than 2.2 million ringgit. On another note, Dato' Awang said a total of 4,154 employees of the aviation sector were affected and lost their jobs during the pandemic period between March 2020 until 24th September 2021. He, however, added that SOCSO had provided several benefits under its employee insurance system SIP.
Perlindungan yang diberi oleh PKSO iaitu allowance mencari pekerjaan. Yang kedua, allowance pendapatan berkurangan. Dan yang ketiga, yuran latihan sekiranya mereka mendapat kerja semula. Dan juga yuran latihan juga diberi selama 6 bulan. Yang kelima, allowance bekerja semula awal. Jadi kita beri gaji permulaan sebanyak selama 2 bulan sebelum mereka mendapat keselesaan dalam mereka bekerja mendapat pekerjaan baru yang semula ini. Sebab itu kita akan beri latihan semula kepada mereka. Inilah perlindungan-perlindungan diberi ketika mereka ini kehilangan pekerjaan, terutamanya bagi pekerja sektor penerbangan yang terkesan teruk akibat daripada pandemik COVID-19. Dan yang terakhir, program perkhidmatan pekerjaan.
President of Ibn Sina Medical Charity Organisation of Malaysia, PAPISMA, Dato' Dr. Suhaini Kadiman, was today named as the recipient of 2021 Maulidur Rasul Premier Award. He received the award from the Deputy Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Nazruddin Muizzuddin Shah. Dato' Dr. Suhaini, 52, who is also the head of the Anesthesiology and Intensive Care Departments of the National Heart Institute IJN, received the award in a ceremony held at Istana Negara. A native of Batu Pahat, Johor, Dato' Dr. Suhaini, when met after the ceremony, said that as a medical professional, his intention was to provide the best service to the community. Apart from him, 6 other individuals were also named as recipients of the Maulidur Rasul Award, including Datin Dr. Paizah Ismail, who is a former member of the Fatwa Committee of the National Council for Islamic Religious Affairs and former lecturer of the Department of Fiqh and Usul, Academy of Islamic Studies, University, Malaya. Also receiving the award were Kedah Zakat Board Chief Executive Officer Sheikh Zakaria Othman and Sarawak Hikmah Chief Executive Officer Alwi Murshidi. Other recipients are Al-Ihsan Sports Sdn Berhad founder Ali Hassan Muhammad Hassan, Pondok Spiritual OKU Muslim Welfare Organisation founder and director Muhammad Zaini Mat Abbas, and Tawau Quran and Fardu Ain class former supervisor Muhammad Amin Nasir. Also present was the Minister in the Prime Minister's Department of Religious Affairs, Idris Ahmad. Coming up, man stabbed to death with umbrella after accusing wife of infidelity. A drug syndicate's attempt to evade detection by declaring drugs as coffee beans was foiled when 14 gunny sacks of drugs worth 14.33 million ringgit were seized at the Tanjung Pelepas Port PTP Skandar Puteri on 16 October. Bukit Aman Narcotics Criminal Investigation Department NCID Director Datuk Razaruddin Hussein said the drugs weighing 398.28 kilograms hidden in a container were discovered during a joint operation with the Royal Malaysian Customs Department JKDM. He said police were alerted by the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency PDEA on a container from Guatemala that was expected to pass through PTP before heading towards the Philippines, believed to be carrying methamphetamine.
Apabila kontainer ini dibuka, kita dapati daripada 100 guni yang diisytiharkan sebagai kopi, biji kopi yang sepatutnya dihantar ke Filipina, di celah 100 guni itu dia ada lebih kurang 6 pelet. Di celah itu terdapat 14 bungkusan yang berisi dadah yang saya katakan tadi.
At a press conference at the Johor Contingent Police Headquarters today, Datuk Razaruddin said police believed that syndicate was carrying out their smuggling activities using sea routes from a foreign country and making Malaysia a transit before smuggling the banned substances to a third country. However, he said that no arrests have been made so far and police are currently conducting further investigations as well as waiting for more information from the PDEA for further action. On a separate note, Datuk Razaruddin said the Malaysian who was arrested in connection with a seizure of 450 kilograms of heroin worth 431.8 million ringgit in Australia recently was not a drug mule. He said that he could rule out that the 38-year-old man was a drug mule as he entered Australia in January last year.
Maklumat yang diberikan oleh pihak Australia juga dapat sedikit sebanyak membantu kita. Siasatan ini mungkin akan masa seminggu, 2 minggu atau sebulan bagi kita mendapatkan risikan yang maklumat, maksudnya yang maklumat bernilai operasi yang berkualiti.
On 17 October, the media reported that the Royal Malaysia Police would continue to cooperate with Australia to conduct a further investigation following the arrest of a Malaysian man for trying to smuggle 450 kilograms of heroin worth 431.8 million ringgit into the country. The man was charged at Melbourne Magistrate Court last Friday. The Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency MMEA has thwarted an attempt by a drug trafficking syndicate that used Togo, platform built for fishing, to smuggle drugs out to Indonesia in Muar waters early yesterday morning. Johor MMEA Director First Admiral Nurul Hizam Zakaria said that they also seized 23 kilograms of shabu, 2,000 ecstasy pills and 90 Aramin 5 pills estimated to be worth 1.33 million ringgit. He said the operation was conducted following information and continuous intelligence gathering on drug smuggling activities by the Batu Pahat Maritime Zone around the waters of west of Johor. Briefing reporters at the Batu Pahat Maritime Zone today, Admiral Nurul Hizam said that further inspection of the plastic package found that 23 green Chinese tea packages contain shabu, 1 white package contained 2 small packets of ecstasy and 9 strips of Aramin 5 pills. However, no arrests were made. The case is being investigated under Section 39B of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952, and authorities believed that placing the drugs at the Togo before being taken by the next party for delivery to the destination is one of the new tactics used by the syndicate. A 45-year-old man died after he was stabbed with an umbrella, allegedly by his wife, whom he thought was having an affair. Gombak Police Chief ACP Zainal Muhammad today said an umbrella was used to stab the victim in the stomach after he tried to assault his wife with a pair of scissors at their home in Kampung Laksamana in Batu Caves at about 11:30 p.m. yesterday. According to ACP Zainal, the argument started after the victim accused his wife of having an extramarital affair. The victim grabbed a pair of scissors and attempted to attack his wife, but she managed to use the metal rod of an umbrella to stab him. ACP Zainal also said that the 26-year-old woman has been detained, adding that she has been remanded for 7 days for further investigation. He added that the police also seized the weapon used to stab the victim. Prosecutors accused former Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak of inconsistency in his conduct with government auditors over past special audit undertakings, such as the Kuala Lumpur International Airport 2 KLIA2 project, with those performed on sovereign wealth firm 1MDB at the Kuala Lumpur High Court today. In the 1MDB audit tampering trial, former audit director of the National Audit Department, Datul Nafisah Bashir Ahmad, who was 7th prosecution witness, returned to the stand for re-examination by Senior Deputy Public Prosecutor Datuk Seri Gopal Sriram. The prosecutor highlighted the special circumstances of the 1MDB special audit in 2016 and asked Sat Datul if the aforementioned undertaking by her department was the first of its kind. She replied that it was not, as the cabinet under Datuk Seri Najib as the Prime Minister had previously agreed to a special audit to be conducted on KLIA2 back in 2015. Datuk Seri Gopal then used this and compared it to Datuk Seri Najib's conduct in 1MDB's 2016 special audit report. Sat Datul noted that Datuk Seri Najib had neither made any requests for a copy nor asked for any amendments to be made to the KLIA2 special audit report then. She explained that a special audit was different from a normal audit in that the former is usually formal request by the Cabinet, special authorities or Parliament's Public Accounts Committee to the Auditor General and the Audit Department. She also affirmed that the department has never given a copy of its report to the entities being audited. When asked, Sat Datul also affirmed that a special audit is investigative by nature. Alright, so that concludes this evening's news at 10. In our top story, discussion with Saudi Arabia underway over vaccine discrimination issue. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. Now, before we go, our English news desk is currently on the lookout for English news editors. Applicants are required to have a minimum bachelor's degree and below the age of 40. Interested applicants can send their resume to the email shown on your screen. I'm Shuhaida Arifin. Stay tuned to saluran Berita RTM and have a pleasant evening.